Greetings, fellow explorers. It is often said that imagination is more important than knowledge. What does this mean exactly? In this video, we will not attempt to argue that one is more important than the other. Rather, we will observe the differences between imagination and knowledge in order to understand how they harmonize with and inform one another. A person's body of knowledge consists of all the information they have gathered over the course of their lives. The facts we know, the skills we have built, the lessons we have learned, and the mental concepts we use to organize our reality, all exist within the realm of what we call knowledge. It could be said, therefore, that knowledge is crystallized awareness, an ever-growing structure which informs our choices and defines our meaning of life, self, and reality at large. And yet, knowledge is subject to change. Change occurs when we are faced with new information that challenges our current truths. To unlearn something is to prepare one's mind for evolution. Naturally, this process is destructive. It often comes with feelings of discomfort, disillusionment, insecurity, and even existential dread. As human beings, we prefer to rest easy on that which is familiar to us. However, even our sturdiest, most fundamental layers of knowledge are destined to transform. We are born to experience the passage of time from a mortal perspective, so that we may learn what it means to let go of everything. Indeed, only through sacrifice may we transition from a low vibrational state into a higher one. After all, human beings do not become gods by remaining attached to their illusions. The universe will call upon you, fellow explorer, to re-examine your truths in the light of new experiences. When we let go of old knowledge, we make room for new information to crystallize. This is how we change as individuals. It can be frightening, painful, thrilling, and relieving all at once. Remember, we are meant to grow our bodies of knowledge through the ongoing exchange of preserving and sacrificing what we know to be true. Now let us turn our attention towards imagination. Like knowledge, imagination is another form of awareness. However, unlike knowledge, imagination is not based on what is familiar. Rather, it is based on what is unfamiliar. If you were to meet a master of imagination, you would find someone who has faith in the unseen realities. This person would accept the fact that they cannot sense everything in the universe, and yet somehow, everything in the universe would be accessible to them. Some mystics say there are certain cosmic vibrations which are absolutely imperceptible to us while we remain in human form. We call these forces the unknowable. Then there are those vibrations which we cannot sense while using our everyday awareness, but which we can still access if we learn to tune our minds to higher frequencies. We call these forces the unknown. It is believed that new ideas emanate from the unknowable into the unknown, where they may be channeled by human beings who have learned to control their imagination. Like antennas, these mystics receive cosmic signals in the form of ideas, sounds, images, and so on. Such novelties begin as high vibrational frequencies and through our human actions become translated into dense, tangible reality. This is a process of receiving. In order to receive, the magician must allow their yin energy to be fully realized. Chaotic in nature, our yin energy represents the dark and fertile side of existence, wherein all new ideas are born. To activate one's imagination is to reverberate with yin energy, thus turning one's self into a magnet for infinite possibilities. And wherever there are infinite possibilities, there is extreme unpredictability and change. This is both refreshing and precarious. Indeed, Many occultists warn of the perils that come from forcing one's third eye open by way of substances and rituals. The warp of imagination does not belong to us alone, fellow explorers. Rather, it extends outwards and forever into the primordial oceans of divine awareness. To glimpse the unknown is to expose one's body of knowledge to sudden, irrevocable change. Too much change all at once, or at inappropriate times during our human development, can destroy or disfigure the mind. In mild cases, an uncontrolled imagination will manifest such symptoms as anxiety, paranoia, and distraction. In severe cases, a person may experience psychosis and delusions. The images brought forth from the unseen can be at once beautiful and grotesque. Imagination can move quickly and in unpredictable ways, not unlike dreams or nightmares. The untrained mystic could very well get lost in their visions, to the point where they lose touch with concurrent reality. But have no fear, fellow explorers. We are born to experience the vivid and powerful forces of imagination. Danger occurs only when we approach natural phenomena with recklessness, such as through the abuse of mind-enhancing substances, or through the irresponsible activation of rituals designed to alter consciousness by extreme methods. One might argue that it is equally problematic to keep one's third eye closed forever. To do so would stunt our spiritual growth and stop us from bringing revolutionary ideas into the collective. If everyone were unable or unwilling to access their imagination, we would calcify into a planet of automatons, and the inner world would vanish into myth. As human beings, it is our destiny to become masters of both the earth and the spirit. By grounding ourselves in knowledge, we create a foundation of tools and experience. This is at once a reference point for all our new discoveries and a resting place for the mind. Without a well-crafted body of knowledge, we would have no idea how to approach the mysteries of life in a wise and intelligent way. Thus, we are encouraged to find balance. Magicians should integrate the forces of imagination through daily natural practices. Such methods primarily include meditating and visualization. Meditation is a way for us to sink into the flow of our thoughts. From here, we simply observe. We try our best to withhold judgment and resistance. Rather, we let the imagination come into being as naturally as possible. Visualization, on the other hand, is the art of generating a controlled daydream wherein we invoke and orchestrate mental images through intention and willpower. While these are simple procedures, they require great discipline. Through practice, one will discover that the mind has a way of wandering. As we observe our imaginary landscapes unfold, it becomes clear that our mental images will constantly attempt to ripple and swirl with a life of their own, changing in unpredictable ways at all times. Indeed, the imagination is a living thing, and it is of the utmost importance that we treat it as such. This means having patience, respect, sincerity, and above all, a sense of humor. For the sake of this video, we will not explore catalysts such as herbs, crystals, substances, or advanced third eye rituals, as these topics lie outside the scope of our discussion on fundamental theory. Remember, the art of knowing involves a necessary harmony between knowledge and imagination, as the two are designed to inform and facilitate one another. Imagination requires us to suspend, if only temporarily, what we believe to be true, so that we can, quite literally, generate new truths. We are surrounded by an unlimited field of awe-inspiring ideas, the likes of which we will never fully perceive, much less comprehend as human beings. And yet, by embodying our yin energy, we may alter our vibration in such a way that we magnetize more and more novelty from the vast beyond. This is otherwise known as channeling, and it creates a meeting place between our human minds and the greater forces of cosmic consciousness. It could be said that imagination gives us access to the future, while knowledge gives us access to the past. Right in this moment, our immediate understanding of the world is already slipping into the past. In order to feel the true present, we must be able to sense the moment-to-moment process of becoming, wherein the unknown reveals itself in an endless stream of change. Such revelations begin as extremely subtle vibrations in the quantum field, and by the time those vibrations mature into physical sensations, they are already in the past. It is within this nucleus between the known and the unknown where we experience a state of flow. Above all, fellow explorers, let your knowledge guide you as it has always done. Without an understanding of past and current truths, we would have no way to give credibility to that which we see in the mystical waters of imagination. And yet, we must try to re-examine our truths when the time is right. It is tempting for us to identify with all the information we have collected over the course of our lives. However, this will only limit our evolution. We must learn to gradually integrate the mysteries of the vast beyond, as it is our ultimate purpose to transcend the known. Until next time, fellow explorers, stay curious, keep your hearts open, and continue to follow your higher selves.